Welcome back to our Bible lesson sharing session, and today it's from the Psalms 95, 97, 98, and 99. Psalm 95 is a call to worship and obedience. It's a call for corporate worship to God as the great creator of all the people. From this psalm, I gather that the central lesson was that God is worthy of worship. And the proof of genuine worship is faithful obedience. From verses 8 to 11, we see a reaction or a recollection rather of the rebellion in the wilderness generation. Remember the generation of Moses and Aaron, and it urges the current generation not to follow in the footsteps of their fathers. Just like they didn't enter the promised land because of lack of faith, God's people have often failed to fallen into the restless joy. Have often failed to obtain the restful joy of fellowship with God because of lack of trust in Him. So the wilderness generation didn't enter the promised land because of lack of faith. But us, or the generations after, sometimes we fail to just get what it is that God wants for us because we don't have adequate trust in Him. Psalm 97 is a psalm of enthronement that celebrates God's universal rule as King. God has revealed Himself in majesty with clouds, darkness, fire, lightnings, earthquakes, and all other natural phenomena. All creation reveals the awesome majesty of the presence of the Lord on the earth, and the earth is called to rejoice at the Lord's reign over it. In Psalm 98, we see a song of praise to the Lord for His salvation and judgment. It has a lot in common with Isaiah 52, the prophecy of the coming Messiah. It also calls for the people to sing to the Lord a new song. Now, we've heard that before in some of the Psalms. The basis of this new song is God's reign as the righteous King and Judge. He's worthy of praise for His mighty acts. In verse 1, the psalmist made mention of the Lord's right hand, and the Lord's right hand here refers to His power. He alone brought victory to His people. All the earth, even nature, participates in the joy of worshiping the Lord as King. If you read the verses with the eye of the understanding of the New Testament, you'll see Jesus as the Messiah revealed in these Psalms. You'll see how prophetic some of the verses are in it. And if you didn't, I'd urge you to read it again and read it with that, New Testament lens, and it'll definitely make sense to you. And finally, in Psalm 99, we see another psalm of enthronement, which celebrates God's eternal reign of holiness. The people are called to submit to His holy rule and worship and exalt Him because He is holy. The end. The holy place of the Lord's dwelling between the cherubim referenced in verse 1 was really about the Ark of the Covenant, where the Lord was enthroned here. That was God's earthly throne amongst the Israelites when He was with them. And God is holy. He's separate from creation, but has given us all we need to have a relationship with Him. In verses 6, we see the great privilege that He gave to us through the mediator. So He named Moses, He named Aaron. So through the priests, through the prophet Samuel, through His word, and all these people He spoke to them or through them to give us His word. So essentially, we as humans, we have everything that we need to establish that relationship with God that He desires from us and that we need to just exist. And here's my hashtag getting to know God lesson. God is the one who gives us light and joy. In Psalm 97:11, it says, "Light is shed upon the righteous and joy on the upright in heart." God is the one, is sown, yes, is shed or sown. But God is the one who sows this light and this joy in our lives. And we'll see it manifest in our lives, no matter what season we may be in. So even when you're in a dark season, like David was in most of the Psalms that we've read, he always, saw that light. He always saw the joy in everything because he knew that his salvation was coming. Verse 12 encourages us to rejoice in the Lord, you who are righteous, and praise his holy name. Why not go ahead and rejoice in advance for what you know that is coming, what you know that is on the other side of this trouble, the light that you know that is at the end of the tunnel because of what the Lord has already done. Thank you for joining me today. Tomorrow we'll go back to 2 Samuel 24 and 1 Chronicles 21 to 22, as well as Psalm 30. See you here. Have a good day. Bye.